Now, we've all probably heard that what we eat is the key to our overall health. Well, today, author and CEO of Trivedi Global Effect, Alice Branton, is here to break down the effects of what we put into our stomachs. Did I get the corporation name right?
It's Trivedi Global, yes.
Trivedi Global.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got so much to talk about here, and I know it's something that you are very passionate about.
Yes.
The gut.
The gut. Your gut regulates your health. It really does. The microbiome, that's the name for the good and bad bacteria that lives in our gut. It's actually on our skin. It's everywhere in our bodies. And if we have more than 100 trillion microbes in our microbiome. So if you were to separate that out, it would weigh 4 pounds. Science is even looking at the microbiome as its own organ. And they're finding out in recent research it does so many things. But in particular, the microbiome, the bacteria, the good and the bad bacteria that live in our gut, it really helps regulate our health. They're saying that 80 to 90% of our immune system is right there in our gut.
Okay, I've heard that like the immune system is based on the gut. So how does these microbiomes affect, and if they are not working properly, I'm assuming there's a negative effect then?
Definitely. By our diet and our environment and antibiotic use, antibiotics in the food that we eat, it all affects this delicate ecosystem that's here. And everybody has their own ratio of good to bad bacteria. It's like your fingerprint. It's unique to you. But it needs to be in the right ratio. If not, you're going to see stomach upset, digestive issues, gas, bloating, problems there. You can see skin issues. You can even see insomnia, mood, craving, anxiety, depression. Those New Year's resolutions that people make to not eat certain foods, our gut is screaming for it if our bacteria is out of whack. Might be screaming for that sugar that you don't want to eat. So it's so critical that we get our microbiome in the right ratio.
I'm curious, Alice, I've kind of heard of like probiotics.
Yes.
Is this in the same level of probiotics?
Yes, so probiotics are the good bacteria. We don't want to, sometimes when we eat the wrong things, we get more bad bacteria in our gut. So we want to have probiotics. You can take a probiotic, but you need to also take what's called a prebiotic. And that is the food, the good food for the probiotics. The best way to get it is really to eat the foods rather than take the supplements. So you want prebiotic foods, which are so important, are going to be asparagus, bananas, onion, garlic. And you want to eat probiotic foods, good bacterial foods. And those are your fermented foods, like kimchi is one, or sauerkraut, or yogurt. Those are really good to help your gut. What you put in, nutrient-dense food, makes a difference. But what we're also finding in research to really support that, because it's a delicate balance, is to have enough vitamin D. And here again, vitamin D is the key. It is the essential thing to help keep the gut balance regulated so that you have good health.
Wait a second. I think vitamin D, and I'm thinking, I could be wrong with my vitamins. I'm thinking like skin and hair. You're saying vitamin D goes much deeper, literally.
Vitamin D has a receptor in every single cell of our body. It's concentrated in our brain, in our bones, in our gut. Vitamin D is critical for the functioning of everything in our body. It is the super vitamin. It makes everything else work. It has really been understated, and we are finding in science now through research that it is critical for everything to work properly.
So say someone's sitting at home watching and they're like, oh, you know what, I do have stomach aches, or I do have bloating, or I have this or that. What message would you like to get across from people if they maybe want to make a change and they don't know where to begin?
Well, they definitely need to look at their diet, but they should get checked for their vitamin D levels 100%. And there are places that can test your microbiome and tell you exactly what is going on in there. And I've written about those in my book, Vitamin D is the Key. I've given people some resources because it's important to know. I'm telling you, if you have some issue there, it's some issue in your gut, in your microbiome. If you've ever taken antibiotics, it could be problematic. You could have some issue there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this is a very interesting topic that I can tell you're so passionate about. And of course, Alice mentioned her book. And in fact, she's got a special offer these days. You're hooking up some of our Morning Blend viewers, right?
Definitely. For all of your viewers, we want to give a free copy of the ebook. All they have to do is opt in on my website, which is alicebranton.com.
Good stuff. Thank you so much for the information today, Alice. We appreciate it.